what's going on? I want to jump right into this. I want to talk about two different things today. I want to talk about the mindset of people that are preparing for, doomsday, and I want to talk about the people that are preparing for doomsday in a way that they think it's gonna be, and it's gonna be different than what you think it is. What I mean by that is, I see online a lot of people preparing for a day when there is no rule of law. There's Mad Max. It is desolate wastelands everywhere. Everybody's decked out in their camo and their plate carriers and all this crazy stuff. And that is the mindset of, World War III, nukes just hit, all this stuff. The same people that are preparing for that day don't have a fire extinguisher in their home, or they don't check the batteries in their smoke alarm, or they don't have a spare tire in their car, or they don't carry, medical supplies. The type of people that are preparing for the end of the world are not prepared for an inconvenience on everyday life. And the way I see it, that Mad Max scenario isn't going to just happen. It's actively happening every day, slowly but surely. It's just getting more down the road, and we're what's the frog in the pot analogy? We're just slowly being boiled alive over time. And there's going to be one day you look back and you say, what happened? The people that are preparing for that day are not preparing for it correctly. They're not preparing for these small things to happen. And to a lot of people, what I'm saying isn't small. Somebody was in a car accident yesterday. Somebody's house caught on fire yesterday. Somebody, hit a deer, or somebody in their family had a heart attack, or whatever the scenario may be. Yesterday, there was a, shit hits the fan scenario. Something bad happened to somebody yesterday and today, and then tomorrow. That shit hit the fan scenario is happening to them right now. And that's what I think people need to realize. That is what people need to prepare for. The medical emergency at home that happened. Somebody falls and busts their head open, or you see a car accident happen and you are prepared for it. You've run out of gas. Have extra gas in your car. Have if you have a dead battery, have jumpers in your car. Know how to change your tire. Be prepared for the small things to happen. So if a large scenario happened, you'd be prepared for that. It is the same type of scenario of saying, I'm saving for my future, but then you actively go out and buy little small things here and there. You're not really preparing for it in the way that you should be. And then on top of that, the people that are preparing for the end of the world, they plan on carrying, walking around like military people. That might happen. It may happen. But it's probably not going to happen like soon. And you're definitely not going to be walking around with all that equipment with you. And why would you? Why would you want everybody to see what you have? For anybody that knows that Family Guy episode where Peter's walking around in a clown suit, and he said, "Oh, you guys are stupid. They're going to be looking for army guys." That's what you're going to look like. You're going to look so out of place. We need to be the term gray man, of just everyday normal clothes. People want to wear plate carriers. If you want to do something like that, wear soft body armor underneath normal clothes, underneath a hoodie. Carry concealed firearm. Don't walk around with a freaking, a rifle around your shoulder with a helmet on and all this other crazy crap. It is so funny to me watching people talk online about, well, this is what I'm going to do, and blah, 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 blah. No, you're not. Because everybody's going to know what you have. Everybody's going to know that you are prepared. So when something does happen, they know where to go. They know who to follow home. They know who has what. It is funny, and then it's kind of sad how stupid people are and how they can be with certain things. I don't understand why people are like that, but that's another thing for another video, I guess. If you want to be prepared, you need to learn skills. You need to learn how to do things. You need to prepare for the small things. Prepare for a fire. Prepare for a medical emergency. Prepare for a flat tire or hitting a deer. Those are the things that you need to prepare for. And you don't need to show everybody that you're preparing for the end of the world. You don't need to post about it online or, carry it to where people see you actively doing it. You don't need to go to the grocery store and spend $1,000 at a time and then it's like, oh wow, that's a lot. Like, oh yeah, I'm preparing for doomsday. You don't tell the 17-year-old cashier that. And don't do it all at once. You do it over time. You buy a little bit here and a little bit there. Prepare for a financial burden. Somebody loses their job. Your bill is a little bit more expensive. Have something set back to prepare for that. I'm trying to figure out why people say they're preparing for the end of the world and they think that they think they're going to survive, but they can't go a week with a small scenario happening. They're preparing for shit hits the fan and a little bit of poop hits the fan, and they can't handle that. They can't deal with it. You don't have these small backups in place for very, very minor inconveniences. How do you think you're going to survive a large-scale, worldwide scenario? Whether the poles shift, or we have a super volcano, or an asteroid hits the planet, or aliens invade, or, nukes hit. You're preparing for those scenarios, but you're not prepared for, I don't know, falling and breaking your leg, or your car dying on the side of the road. Get insurance. Get some type of coverage for right now. And I'm not talking about, doctor insurance or Aflac or anything like that. I'm talking about some kind of insurance, a new set of tires at your home, or making sure your jack to change your tire is in your car, and you have the tools in your car. Very, very simple things that are very easy to do, but because they're not the cool stuff for people, because they're not the sexy prepper thing, people tend to not look at that, I guess. Don't pay attention to it. Don't sit there and say that you're a prepper when you're not prepared for the most minor inconvenience. And then, like I said, don't be the military man walking around in the middle of Times Square where everybody else is dressed like normal people, wearing hoodies. Don't be the clown in a military occupation. You need to blend in. That's all I got. I hope y'all have a great day.